Hey, I'm Kat Connor Sterling, and welcome to the FNAF show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the FNAF show. We have an amazing guest today. As you've just seen, it's Kat Connor Sterling, who plays Max in the FNAF movie. How are you doing for a start? How is everything?
It's good. I'm excited to be here. This is so fun.
Awesome. So I asked you guys on Twitter for a bunch of questions. You guys have asked some really cool ones. We usually do those at the end. I've got my boring questions first. Then we get to the more exciting ones later. So I just wanted to ask... actually, no, I'm going to say straight off, Max is one of my favourite characters in the FNAF movie, and I know a bunch of other people feel the same. And I was speaking to Joseph, about all the people who invade the pizzeria and get killed by the animatronics. Yeah. I said, Max is the only one, maybe Joseph's character as well, maybe Carl, that I feel sorry for. I genuinely feel so bad for Max, and it's probably you didn't really do anything, and you got freaking bit in half. I thought you had the most brutal death.
I feel like it's so sad because you could just tell she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to. And then she's the one who got the most brutally murdered. So
I know, but it is an honor getting killed by Freddy Fazbear, let's be real.
It really is. Truly. Yeah.
So how did it all start off with the FNAF movie then? How was the audition process and stuff like that?
Yeah, so they send out auditions at different times for these characters. I know one of my I say my friends, but she's much younger than me. She's a little girl I worked with before had auditioned for Abby, and she said she got that audition back in October of 2022, but I didn't get the audition for Max until 2023 of December, 2022 of December. Mm-hmm. And, as an actor, this was pre-strike, what's currently going on is the Hollywood restriction, I forgot the word that they're using. But anyways, not a lot going on in Hollywood right now. But as an actor, usually you're getting a lot of auditions at a single time. And so you kind of you go through them, and then a lot of times you don't have time to really study and look into them because we're also working day jobs too. As the actor grind is a lot of people are really excited that one of my day jobs is I'm a real life babysitter. And so I go and I babysit kids and do these auditions and stuff. And so I got this audition. It didn't say this is a video game franchise or what based on it. Maybe it did, and maybe I missed that, but I got audition for a character named Max. It was probably my second or third audition that week. Auditions now happen via self-tape, so you tape them at home and send them in to the casting director. I did 3 scenes. I did the first one where you first meet Max. Actually was a much longer scene that ended up getting cut as what happens in movies. And then second one was that scene at the diner with Aunt Jane and my brother. And then the third scene that I did was my kill scene, which was completely different at the time. Everyone really likes this fun fact that it was supposed to be, I was supposed to die all covered in blue paint, and Freddy, you were just going to see the shadow and just my face, looking in horror. And so I did those 3, felt really good about it. Again, as an actor, there are a lot of auditions I feel really good about, and then you just don't hear back, but that's just the name of the game. And so I did it. I felt good about it, and I kind of let it go, as I do most auditions. And then about a week and a half later, they didn't call me back or anything. A lot of times you get callbacks, so you get to zoom in. I didn't get one of those, so it was okay, it's done, it's passed, whatever. And then I got a call from my manager about a week and a half later that was hey, you booked the 5 Nights at Freddy's thing. And I was oh, cool. And so I was I told everyone I apparently was very confused. I was like, guys, I'm in this new Freddy Krueger movie. And it's called Friday Nights at Freddy's. And I'm guessing I literally even was like texting my friends and saying, it's called Friday Night at Freddy's. And it's Freddy Krueger is gonna kill me. And I'm super excited. And so, and I'm just not admitting this because it's so embarrassing, but like it took me a long time to figure out this was not a Freddy Krueger film. Because I didn't know. I was never really into the gaming world. And so I had no clue what Five Nights at Freddy's was, because that really wasn't my thing. And so it wasn't until there was this casting notice that came out that said Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard have been cast in this movie called Five Nights at Freddy's. And I was looking at it and I was like, this plot looks crazy similar to the one I'm in. Because I had no idea they were in it. And I was like, dang, they like stole our movie. And I was like, it's the same one. And so that was how I found out I was not in a Freddy Krueger film.
That's crazy.
Five Nights at Freddy's. But I did, the way I found out it was a franchise was someone leaked my casting online. As the Five Nights fans really love Five Nights. They were going to find out any information they could. And so someone leaked my casting. Of course, no one knew who Max was, because Max is an original character originated for this film. And so they're like, Kat Connor Sterling is Max. Then I started getting all these bear emojis, comments in my comment section. And I was like, what's going on? So I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is like a big deal. And Freddy Krueger is not involved at all. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's my story of how I came to realize what a big deal this was.
Are you glad it was Freddy Fazbear and not Freddy Krueger looking back?
I mean, yeah, Freddy Fazbear is way cooler, but that is to say, I am apparently very open to a Freddy Krueger film, because I was stoked. I mean, still, Freddy Fazbear is amazing.
Yeah.
But apparently I'm very open to being killed by any Freddy.
Yeah. So you didn't know about FNAF at all during the audition process or anything?
No. I had no, and for my audition, I didn't really need to, because Max was an original character. And so I kind of, a lot of times they also, especially with such a top secret project as FNAF was, they wouldn't give people auditioning the full script. And so I didn't really have a concept of what was going on. So you just kind of have to make things up. And originally I think Max was supposed to be a little more flirty and upbeat, but as a babysitter myself, I know that it's I don't know, I felt like this kind of sadness and about her and her life and stuff. And one of the original lines I auditioned with was talked about how she went over to Mike's house to get away from her brother. And so that was her break from her brother. So I just kind of felt, I don't know, I felt like a connection to her in that, just being a babysitter, and sometimes you're not gonna go over there and be super happy and flirty. I don't know, I just felt like a real connection to her. So I guess that's why they cast me.
That's awesome. So how was playing Max in the movie as a whole, just in general?
It was awesome. I really feel like our director, Emma, really just let me play it how I saw it, which is great, because I was reading the books, I was like, oh, I don't think they intended for Max to be kind of the way I played it, which was a little more melancholy and sad and kind of things like that. But really, such a special experience. It was such a big deal, but everyone made me feel so welcome, and that I had done a few things prior to Five Nights. I did a couple Netflix movies and things like that, but I was walking on a set and my scene partner is Josh Hutcherson. That's crazy and nerve-wracking, but everyone just made me feel like I was supposed to be there and I was really a part of something. Aww. And just, I don't know, treated me with a lot of respect, which was really, really great. And I loved playing Max. I have such a heart for her. I I felt bad for her.
Yes.
And but yeah, I just had a great time. I've always wanted to be in a horror movie. That's been like my goal since I was little. And I want to keep doing them. So I mean, really, just all around dream come true.
That's awesome. Not only a horror film, the biggest horror film of 2023, which is insane.
Like, great. I was just excited when I saw it was a Blumhouse movie because I love Blumhouse.
Yeah, same.
I've watched Blumhouse growing up, so like it's like, yeah, like a Blumhouse movie, this is awesome. And to find out, like, not only was it like Blumhouse movie a big deal, but also like one of the biggest like video game franchises like ever, like video game franchises. Like, oh my, I'm still like, I don't know, I still wake up every day, I was like, did I really do that? Like, that's crazy.
Do you have any cool memories during filming or anything, like a favorite memory?
I have so many. I have a lot of great memories from it. I mean, you know, and that's not the case for everything you work on, because I've had some projects where I'm like, I don't have great memories from that, but I have so many. I'm trying to think of, I don't know, everyone's heard me talk about there was originally a dog in the movie.
Yes.
And yeah, his name was supposed to be Bonesy. He was Max's dog, and so they sent me on a date. His name in real life is Toby, and so they called me and they were like, hey, so we have this dog you're supposed to work with, and we'd love to like send you like on a little date with the dog. And I was like,
yeah.
You want to pay me to go on a date with a dog? I will pay you to go on the date with this dog. And so I got to go to a park and meet with the dog's trainers, and just like run around and like play with him and like learn some of his commands and stuff. And I obviously, if you guys are, I have a dog.
Special guest.
We have a special guest. I love dogs, and so that was really, I mean, a really cool memory to get paid to like hang out with a dog, which was really cool. And then also just like any of the scenes where I got to work with the big Freddy was just a cool memory, because it's like, I mean, I think, yeah, you got to go to set and like see them, right?
Yes, we got to see them. Yeah, they're crazy.
Like, crazy. Sorry, that's my dog growling. He doesn't like me talking about Freddy. He has bad memory from watching me get killed. But yeah, just like going up and like being like, wow, I'm really doing like the horror movie thing, and like creeping around the halls and being the dumb girl that's like gonna go, you know, you're always like, don't do it. Yeah. I'm like, that's me this time. I'm the girl you're yelling at. And so just filming that whole sequence was such like a, oh my gosh, like pinch me moment. Like I dreamed of doing this, and now like I'm doing it on this big of like a set is just, I don't know, gives me chills just reminding myself, because I'm just so grateful to have been a part of it.
Yeah, the pizzeria as a whole was crazy to walk through as well. How they built the whole set of the whole pizzeria. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I would keep walking through it and be like, I can't believe this. This is like unreal. The first time, so our director Emma, she took me to meet Freddy. She was like, okay, I'm gonna take you to meet him. And I was like, oh god. No, and like this was obviously I'd confirmed it was not a Freddy Krueger movie, but this really confirmed it. But she took me to meet him, and like I just like couldn't stop nervously laughing, because like that's what I do when I get freaked out. And I'm like, I'm genuinely freaked out right now. Like this thing is kind of scary. Like, it's the same unsettling feeling you get when you see Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I was about to mention Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. I went. I've been to Chuck E. Cheese once. I went to the one in LA. I think it's like Northridge or something. So they've got like the vintage, old-looking animatronics, and there's something about them that, I don't know, just something about them.
It's unsettling.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. It was apparently a good way, because, yeah.
When you got chopped in half, we have to bring it up by Freddie.
Right.
The bite of 23. Everybody was calling it, right? Was that actually? Do you know when the shadow of the of Max falling after the bite was that you, or was it like a stunt person or something?
So there are several people who went into that. So obviously, me. And then, so I'll give everyone credit who was a part of this. So Jess Weiss, who was in the Chica suit, she did the test runs for that. She kind of tested that. And she also, and then she showed me pictures recently of her I never knew that they actually dressed her as me. So I guess she did, I'm not sure if she actually did some shots or she was just doing the test dressed as me. And then I actually, Taryn Terrell, I believe is her name. She was my actual stunt double for it. He's like a WWE like wrestler.
Oh,
is that not crazy? Like my friends text me later, like, "Did you know Taryn Terrell was your stunt double?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Do you not know she's like really famous in the WWE world?"
What?
I was like,
is that her actual wrestling name?
Yeah, Taryn, Tayrn, and then Terrell, like Trrel or something like that. Yeah, she's a WWE girl. We follow each other on Instagram. Shout out to her. She's awesome.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So she's the one going up into the air. And then, fun fact for a lot of people who didn't know, that I found out this summer when I did some of the Comic-Cons, is I got to meet Jade, who plays Bonnie.
Yeah.
And so my double had apparently left for the day. They're like, we didn't get this shot. So Jade actually fit my pants. And so he got into the Max pants, and they put him in like a green screen suit, and then he was the one who's my legs.
Oh.
So he goes up in the air. When I'm chopped, it's his legs that hit the ground. So you have a lot of people, and I believe Kevin Foster also somehow worked on that. Who's in the Freddy suit, and so many people went into that. So like, there are about 1 million different Maxes involved in that scene. But yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's more than just me. They would never let me do stunts.
Yeah. So since then, how's life been with FNAF? You know, when the movie premiered and stuff. Did you get new fans and stuff that came along who love Max, like me and a bunch of other people?
Yeah. It changed my life. Definitely. I did not envision it changing my life as much as it had. When it first came out, obviously we were on strike, so like there was a lot of things we didn't get to have the premiere or things, which really like broke our hearts. It was really, really sad. But I did get a lot of new like fans who I'm like, you guys care about Max? Like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't think that like, you know, people would be really paying attention. And I actually I had done one movie before, a couple different movies, but one other like lead in a movie for Netflix. And so occasionally, every now and then I had gotten recognized for that. But when FNAF came out, I'd just be out and people would be like, are you Max? And I'd be like, you know who I am? And then I had one person come out to me like, has anyone told you you look just like Max from Five Nights at Freddy's? And I was like, yeah, I get that a lot. But it's definitely changed that I did not know the fans would embrace that character as much as they did. I think it helped that I was so brutally murdered. And that became like a huge meme. But yeah, I mean, it was just such a crazy popular movie that so many people just saw it and knew what it was. And it's been a really cool experience. And also, like, most everyone has been very nice. You know, sometimes, like, I mean, you'll get, you know, some hate comments because the internet is mean and people are crazy. But, you know, mostly it's been such a really kind and encouraging welcoming. So I mean, it's been a really positive experience for me, and like, I'm just so grateful. This summer, I actually got to do some Comic-Cons and meet people in person for the first time, like, you know, talking about it. And it's just, I mean, like, the fans are diehard for this.
Yeah.
Like, really love it. And so, I mean, just, I don't know, it's been such a huge, like, positive change in my life, I'd say.
Have you got any other conventions coming up? Are you coming to the UK? I asked that Joseph as well.
Yeah, that's what everyone's asking. I know, we're looking at some stuff in the UK right now. That's the question everyone's been on. But as of right now, I'm done for this year. I'm going to start, you know, spending holidays with my family and stuff like that. But I got to do a handful. I never want to do a ton of them because as much as I love them, they're a lot.
Yeah.
They're just talking to people all day. And like, I'm 50% introvert, 50% extrovert. So when I do them, I like have to like not talk to anyone for like 2 weeks. So I'm like, and that's enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I make sure that I just, you know, for just myself, only do a handful of them because they're so much fun. But then you're like, I'm so tired.
Tired after. Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, hopefully I'll let you guys know what my next year lineup is. But this year, wow, such a cool experience.
Have you played any of the FNAF games yet?
I have attempted, and man, me and Jess were talking. Jess, who plays Chica, we're talking about this. Like, it's just so anxiety-inducing. I just like, I get so scared. My cousin, her wife, like after we saw the movie, came home from the movie and started playing the games and like got addicted to it. And I'm like, I just can't do it. Like, it's so hard, and like freaks me out. But also, I'm like, you know what? I was in the game. I was in the game. I gave my life for the game, and I feel like that's enough. So maybe again in a few years. But I feel like it just makes me really anxious.
Yeah, I think if I was to pick one that's the easiest to get into, I'd say the recent ones. So I don't know if you've heard of Security Breach. That came out a couple years ago.
That's what everyone's been like, just try Security Breach. And I'm like, well, maybe.
It's more. I'd say it's the safest one. The first game I've always said is the most anxiety.
Yeah, that's what I tried.
Yeah,
that's what I tried, and that one really scared me. So
you should try. Back in 2018, Scott released a game called Ultimate Custom Night, and it's 50. You can set. There's 50 animatronics. But you customize it yourself. So if you just want Freddy on, you just have Freddy in the office. But you can have 50 characters all at once.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'd avoid that one.
Yeah, I gotta do the easiest level that you
Security
could
Breach, definitely. Yeah. Do you have a favorite animatronic?
Yes. It's Chica, because I am Chica. And because here, I'll tell you why. So Chica's a weird girl, and I'm a weird girly. And then Chica has her little cupcake dog, and I have my little cupcake dog. And she's acting really sweet right now, but she's actually really vicious. And so I'm like, I just feel like I can relate to her a lot. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you excited for the next movie? It's being filmed right now for FNAF 2. Are you excited for it?
I am so excited. I've gotten to hear a little bit about it, but I think it's just they know how to make. I can't even like get me because I don't want to give anything away from what I've heard, but they just do such a great job, and they're just so great at listening to what the fans want and just really want to make it quality. So I mean, I think it's going to be another killer one, quite literally. So
I hope so. Yeah, I'm excited. We got our first sneak peek of it a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it. It's like the number 2 with the toy Freddy, like in the curtain. That was awesome.
I think it's, oof. I think everyone's gonna love it.
We'll do the questions on Twitter now if you want.
Okay.
I got some good ones from people. Okay, so Christian actually replied to it and said, "What happened to Bonesy?" with the laughing emoji.
Oh.
So.
Okay, well, I have great news for everyone because we didn't get to see what happened to Bonesy, but he lived.
Yeah.
He got away from Freddy's, which is why I went inside because Bonesy escaped because he was smart.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so the reason why you went into the pizzeria was because of Bonesy?
Yeah, I was, there was that whole sequence of me and I'm like sitting there waiting in the car, I'm like shaking my mom. So I'm like, oh, I've had enough, whatever. And so I get out of the car and then Bonesy escapes and lets out. And I'm like, wait, come back. And I'm like, what am I going to do now? Bonesy's gone. They're inside, so I go inside.
Okay, yeah, because I've always wondered, like, why... What made you go into the pizzeria in the first place? So it was Bonesy. It's Bonesy's fault.
It's all Bonesy's fault.
We got another one literally called FNAF Movie 2 Countdown has asked. I know. How has it been able, or what was it like working with Josh Hutcherson for some scenes? They've mentioned Matthew Lillard as well, but I don't think. We didn't share any scenes. Yeah,
we didn't share any scenes. But Josh and I got to spend some time with him, and I mean, really, like, such a cool guy. I was a huge fan of him because I loved Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. Huge Hunger Games fan, and so it's always like nerve-wracking when you're gonna meet someone who, like, you really love them, you love their character, and you just hope they don't ruin that for you because, like, you look up to them and stuff. And so I had heard just from some other friends in the industry who had worked with him before, like, no, he's a really great guy. And so really just so sweet and really cares about this movie and this role. And what's really important to me as someone who does work with kids in my real life is that people are being kind to and look out for the kids on set. And that's what I saw from him. He was always so kind with all the kids, not just Piper, but the kid doubles and other children that were around. Just a really kind guy. So that was really important to me, seeing other people like, are you going to ignore the kids or whatever? But no, he's a really, really nice guy, really down to earth, and got to just, have some random conversations. I'm a really big basketball fan. I really like the NBA here, and so is he, and so we got to like kind of go back and forth on that. And at the end, when you see me, you see the last of Max where she's kind of dead in the suit and like my eyes are open or whatever. I like to get because I have ADHD, so I have a really hard time staying still. And so he was also in that scene, and so I had tucked my phone and I was watching like NBA games during that time. And so like when we would call cut, I would yell him out the scores so that he would know.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, just because he loves the Lakers, and so I was like, Lakers are playing 9 down every time they yell cut, and I'd just like come back to life. And we're losing.
What team do you support?
So I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and so I love Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Hold on a sec. I might have a Grizzlies. I collect sports cards. I think I've got a Grizzlies player. I might be wrong though. Give me a sec.
I'll probably know them.
His first, I'll give you a hint. His first letter is a J.
Is it John Morant?
It is John Morant. It is. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it on the screen because of my reflection.
Yeah. Yes, John Morant.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. I actually did a commercial with him a few years ago.
No way. That's sick.
Yeah, so he's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I love the Grizzlies, but I'm almost obviously a Lakers fan because LA.
Yeah, Lakers, yeah.
But Grizzlies are my number one.
Awesome. I've got another question from Emiliano. How do you feel that the FNAF community has loved the character you played?
It makes me really happy because also it makes me feel like I did my job well I mean, it's unexpected because I really didn't, think that like really people would catch on, but it makes me feel good because it makes me feel like people got what I was trying to portray, and that she did some, maybe things you wouldn't consider too cool, but not too cool. She kind of betrayed people, but whatever. But also like, they could see kind of that conflict that I was trying to give out, and so it always just makes you feel good when people kind of see things and read between the lines, and you're like, oh man, hopefully that means I did my job well.
Yes, you did. Chibzuko asked, did you have a favorite scene that you did in the movie?
I love that whole sequence of going up to Freddy's, because also like, again, like I said, I've always wanted to be in a horror movie, and I've always wanted to be that girl ominously like walking through the halls and stuff. And so that was really cool. Even just the scenes of me slowly walking, I was like, dang, I'm doing it. I'm doing like what I wanted to do, and creeping up inside Freddy's mouth and stuff. And I loved all of that because it was creepy and eerie and suspenseful, and I love that kind of acting. So yeah.
Piano edits. This is an interesting one. What was it like filming a scene with MatPat? Did you know it was MatPat when you did that at all?
No. I didn't. They were like, so we came in to rehearse the scene a day or two before, and he wasn't there yet, and so the director was like, guys, just so you know, like, we have a YouTuber coming. And I was like, okay. And then I got a little nervous. So I was like, is he gonna be one of the YouTubers who's just like really annoying? You know what I mean? like one of those who's just like a little too in your face. And like, or is he gonna be like telling me, acting like he's better than me because he knows more Five Nights at Freddy's facts than me? And so I was nervous. But then, we met him, and just like the nicest guy, most down to earth, super humble, happy to be there, giving us like, fun facts without making us feel, making us feel stupid, because I like didn't know anything. I'd be like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, just like complete opposite of what I feared. Would be. It was our first day of filming. That was our first scene we shot.
Okay.
Yeah, so we like literally our first scene we shot was that diner scene. And so that was, what was starting off filming. So I was like, I hope, we're off on the right foot. But man, really just such a nice guy. Really enjoyed working with him. He did great too.
Yeah, he did great. Yeah, he did awesome. I think a lot of people were worried with the YouTuber cameos that they were going to be like, what's the word for it? Like in your face in the movie, if that makes sense. And it would like break the immersion.
Right.
Like, and people were like, oh yeah, he did awesome. Yeah. He did really good.
Yeah, it was like quick and like very seamless. He did like very great,
Lazy Baby asked, how has your life changed since the film?
Good question. How has it changed? Definitely, like, I was thinking about this today, actually, and that, like, I think I've gotten a little more used to it now, but all of a sudden, like, I went from, like, I think again, like I said, I had a very small community of fans from this one film that was my first movie, and then all of a sudden, like, a lot of people know, not, again, I have to preface this because, you get on TikTok and people are like, she thinks she's so famous. And I'm like, no, that's not what I think. It's just that more people know who I am than, previously, than before the movie came out. And so that's crazy. It's weird every now and then because I don't forget that Five Nights happened, but I, like, forget that, like, people might recognize me outside of social media, and so that's just like crazy. Like, I was at Disney World a few months ago and didn't even like think about being recognized or whatever. Then all of a sudden I had all these girls from Brazil start like yelling my name, like Five Nights at Freddy's, Max. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's crazy. Because me and my family would go to Disney every year. And then this year was just kind of different. So I was like, oh wow, people, it wasn't like I was being mobbed or anything, but even just like that, like, little recognition was crazy. And yeah, it's been a lot of dreams come true for me. A lot of goals achieved because of the film. Like when it first was coming out, like they were doing that commercial of me walking up to Freddie.
Yeah.
And so, just be like watching TV and then I'd see my face or hear me scream or something. And as an actor, that's such a dream come true. Like you dream of that happening, and it doesn't happen for everyone. And so really just a lot of dreams come true from that. And I've been really fortunate. I can't, talk about it now, but a lot of opportunities have arisen from it for me. And yeah, changed my life in a lot of ways. And I still occasionally I babysit, and if you follow me on social media, sometimes that gets a little complicated because I do have some Five Nights fans who are kids. And so it is weird to have Max the babysitter come and babysit you, but yeah, we just have fun with it. But overall, I'm so grateful for the way my life has changed over it. It's been a positive change. Nothing that I'd say, oh, I wish this hadn't. Like, no, everything's been pretty positive.
So, the future, have you got anything exciting coming up that you're allowed to talk about, or is it hush hush for now? Like any opportunities?
So right now we're not really allowed to talk about it, but just a lot of things that I'm excited about for 2025. And I was just working on something last night that I'm super excited about, and it's exciting too. Also, like once you've done a horror movie, kind of the other people in the horror genre kind of find out, so you start reading for a lot more horror movies, which was a goal of mine because I love this genre. And so yeah, I'm excited when I get to tell people what's happening. And yeah, I'll let you guys know when I can.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching this special video with Kat. Thank you so much, Kat, for joining me. We really, really do appreciate it. The first interview on the channel with you, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for spending your time being here. I'll put Kat's socials in the description if you want to check her out and keep updated on what she's up to. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be up to some really exciting things in the future.
Yes,
so, yeah.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Shall I go and get Mabel? My dog? Yes, okay.
Yes.
I'll be 2 seconds. It's better than the Jorah Morant card,
great
I swear.
Outro.
This is Mabel.
Oh my goodness, Daisy, say hi. Oh, she's a girl.
She's actually looking at the screen. Yeah, she's a sausage. Whoa. The sausage dog.
Goodness. Oh, cutie, cutie. Say hi. Say hi to your friend Mabel.